Hey, Shalom, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim Rakakadash Barakatam. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and blessings to the Hakim scattered throughout the four corners, keeping his word in truth and sincerity. First, I want to go into some history on the nation of Israel going into captivity for going off, because we all understand Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, how it, starting at the 15th verse, how it goes into all the curses that the Most High would put on our people for, pretty much defying his word, his laws, the laws, statutes, commandments that he had given us. Because remember in Exodus, the 24th chapter, that agreement was made with the Lord, and we all agreed, at that time, during the time of Moses, so those, as a matter of fact, before I start this, let me go back to 1, and then I'm going to start at verse, let's see, I think it's towards the end. Okay, yeah, verse 20. So it says, Baruch 1:20 says, "Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which the Lord appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he had brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day." You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. When we made that agreement with the Lord, and Moses was reading out the book of the law, and then we said, all these things we shall do, and the blood was sprinkled on the people, which pretty much sealed the deal, right? So when that happened, we were bound to follow these things, and if not, there would be punishment, which going into captivity is one of those punishments, right? Like it says right there, verse 20, "Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse," right? So let's go back to verse 5, or chapter 5, Baruch 5 and 6. Also like Baruch 4 and 6. It says, "Ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved the Lord to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrifices unto devils, and not to the Lord. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you," man. So yeah, Israel went off worshiping other gods, making gods out of making images out of stone, wood, all kinds of things, and worshiping them. There was a picture I saw that showed on one panel a guy chopping down an apple tree, and on the next panel it showed him making it into the image of a idol or something, and then on the third panel he was on his knees asking that image or that idol for apples, which is pretty much what Israel has done. It's a really, that's why the Lord calls Israel, sottish children, stupid children. In Isaiah the 1st chapter, he likens us unto a ox, which is an ass, which are two very dumb animals. Because we just don't get it. Like we would do something like that, chop down an apple tree and then make it look like a god or something, worship it, and then ask it for apples. So that's pretty much Israel in a nutshell. What we did, of course we did a mass scale of other things as well before going off. Like following after the ways of the heathen, after their customs. Adultery, committing all kinds of fornication, and Yeah, so the Most High put us into that captivity for those reasons. You know, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, right? And then I'm gonna read a little more on this. It says, "For I saw the where was that? Okay, verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of the Lord coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, the Lord hath brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them." Let me see. There was one. You know, it pretty much goes into how what they did, what they did to go off, right? But, well, actually, before I read this, let me go. Okay, Salaki, let me go to. Let's see. Okay, yeah, verse 6, Joel 1 and 6, it says, For a nation is come upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion, and he had the teeth of a great lion. He had laid my vine waste, and barked my fig tree. He had made it clean bare, and cast it away. The branches thereof are made white. You know, and if you read Jeremiah the 11th chapter, the Most High likened us unto a one of those trees. Can't remember what kind of tree it was. But he likened us into a very great tree. You know, so, and then it said that that we had committed fornication and went off, roughly paraphrasing, and he cast fire onto the branches. You know, and that's pretty much what it's describing here. You know, of course, we've been under captivity under all these heathen nations at some point, you know, but the one that really stands out is in that same chapter, right? Where am I? Oh, let's see. It's all the way in like verse 45 or something like that. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Deuteronomy 20 and 45 says, Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for all the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And this is one of the key verses you can use to show you that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are fit this description, man. Because who else did that to us, right? You know, you had the Spanish, you know what I'm saying, that came over here and put, and took over the Aztecs, Mayans, and all those tribes that were in that part of North America and South America, you know. And then you have the transatlantic slave trade, and then you had the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, that were almost completely, entirely wiped out, man. They were all those tribes were put into captivity. And even before that, you can the scriptures talk about the nation of Israel going into captivity under Babylon and all the other nations on down. So, I mean, how obvious can it be who these people are today, right? And it says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or flock of thy flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And that's Esau, man. That's America. You know, because I mean, who else did this to us, or to these people that the scriptures is describing? Right? So that's why we in the condition that we in, man. Because the Lord said, the Lord appointed the curses and the evils that would cleave unto us, like I said in Baruch, the first chapter. That's why we are in this state, man. Always losing, always shooting each other up, killing each other, living in the worst places, being looked at just because of our skin color. You know what I mean? Because of our nationality, where we're from. You know, those are the curses that are written in here, man. You know, that's why our people are so dumb. That's why our people are don't see this vax as a threat, as something that is, they see it as a way of salvation, man. They still worshiping these other idols, man. They worshiping Esau like he a god, thinking that he's the salvation that they need. You know, and that's why the Most High is going to destroy them. You know, so I'm gonna read this because at the end of the day, there's hope for our people. Of course, they're gonna be destroyed first, but there is a salvation coming, specifically for the elect. And then afterwards, our people are going to be put back in that right state of mind, right? So it says, Baruch 4:21, it says, "Be of good cheer, O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior." You know, so there is a point where Israel is going to fall into darkness, and they're just going to have to be destroyed, man. I mean, there's no way around it. There's no denying it. There's no magic path that you can find or change the Lord's mind. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has already set this in stone, man. That's why it says that in Isaiah the 6th chapter. You know, like, how long are you gonna put these people in this state? And the Lord said, until the cities be laid waste. You know, but like as always, the Lord always has put that remnant to the side, that elect, the 1/3. You know, just like the time of Noah, man. Those 8 souls that were set aside, and the rest of the world was destroyed. You know, so we're gonna have to, you know, of course, you know, we're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna leave all these other nations and enslave them, like the scriptures say, and they go and build the kingdom. It's the same thing that they did to us, man. Like Esau had us in captivity, and he had us build his kingdom. And then we gonna do the same thing. You know, but yeah, that's pretty much the point I wanted to make. You know, we were put in captivity for going off, being wicked, and then the destruction of those 2/3 that will die, and then the salvation of the elect and the 1/3, and the rebirth of the nation of Israel, coming back into that power, right, and being the true judges of the earth. So with that, I want to say Shalom, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Barakatam. Peace and blessings to the Akim scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Double honors to the apostles and those of this great millstone. We're teaching real well. Shalom.